APNvideo.com is on the air, and today we're coming to you from the winter home of the Cincinnati Reds and the Cleveland Indians, Goodyear Baseball Park, for exciting 2018 Men's Senior Baseball League World Series on APN Sports as the Chicago North Cubs, led by the Stiefel brothers and Lou Gordon, and they'll be taking on Donnie De Cordova and Rosie Rosenthal's Tri-Valley 55 VETS. There's a look at Russ Rodriguez exchanging lineups with Bob Corvis. Corvis has been with this Cubs team virtually from day one. And the Cubs and the VETS come in here struggling in the early stages of the 55 and over cactus at 0 wins, 2 losses. Reed Stiefel, the co-manager of this team, will get the start. And he is a guy that works the corners. He can give you a lot of innings. And it should be a good game here between these two teams, both looking for their first win of the year. Leading things off for the Tri-Valley VETS is going to be center fielder Kelvin Joyner. He'll be followed by Purroy and Smith. Well, it's a beautiful morning for a national pastime. This will be the first of 2 games that we'll be covering here for the Tri-Valley 55s. Later, over at the main stadium, they'll be taking on the Motor City Firebirds, and we got a leadoff walk here to Kelvin Joyner. Alex Purroy will come to the plate. Alden delivers outside ball 1, trying to get his bearings here on this brand new mound. 2 balls and no strikes to the second place hitter. Joyner was going on the pitch, and that ball was fouled off, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike on the second place hitter. He swings and wallops one down the line as that one is going to go foul. The 2-strike pitch, and a good job of hitting. Went to the vacated spot previously occupied by the second baseman, and a great piece of hitting by Alex right there. And you got runners at first and second. Let's see if they play small ball with Owen Smith, their third place hitter. He'll take the first offering from Stiefel. Pulls back here. 1 ball, 1 strike on the third place hitter. Owen Smith with Jimmy Hall on deck. Reed Stiefel on the mound. Trying to get out of a first and second jam here. That's taken high for a ball. And there goes the runner on a stolen base attempt, and he didn't even touch the bag. He just flat out skipped touching the bag, and the appeal should rule him out. I don't even think you have to research that one or throw the flag and challenge that play. Well, I don't know what Kelvin Joyner was thinking. So he is going to be ruled out on a caught stealing, and now Jim Hall the batter. So 2 down after the strike him out, throw him out. And this ball is hit hard out into left center field. And here comes Alex Purroy. He's going to score. And it's an RBI single for Jim Hall. And the Tri-Valley VETS draw first blood and lead it by a score of 1-0. Tom Layson will be the batter. He is the starting pitcher today for the Tri-Valley VETS. First pitch, knee-high fastball. That's a called strike, and it's 0-1. 82 degrees, our game time temperature. Here's a high fly ball hit back into deep left field, but this ball is going to be caught, and the side is retired. So a nice play by Billy Dew in left field, and after a half an inning of play, it's Tri-Valley 1, and the Chicago North Cubs will be facing this man, Tom Layson, hard-throwing right-hander. Get a look at the defense of the VETS. Get a look at the starting catcher, and we're ready to go. And leading things off for the Cubs, it's going to be Tom Berenger. First pitch is taken, ball one. Now you hear Lou Gordon barking out encouragement to leadoff hitter Tom Berenger. He's an outstanding center fielder. He'll be on Lou Gordon's team. Of course, Lou Gordon got ousted from this team. It was a Lou de Gras, so they speak of, and that was Alden Stiefel, the Benedict Arnold of this man, Lou Gordon, who's now in the MSBL Hall of Fame and won his first championship in well over 20 years back in 2013. Nice running catch in right field, long run by Rusty Goslin, and there's one down. Next up for the Chicago Cubs is going to be Carl Amari. Carl takes a strike, and there's nothing in one. Bottom of the first inning, Tri-Valley got a run on a walk, a single, and an RBI hit by Jim Hall. Reed Stiefel coaching at third base inside. 2 balls and 1 strike on Carl Amari, the second place hitter for the Cubs. Showed a good eye there. And the next pitch in there for a strike, full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And Amari swings and hits this one down to third. Knocked down there. The long throw across. In time, they got him. Fine defensive play down at the hot corner. And a good job by R.J. Swartwood. 2 down. So Swartwood comes up with a big play, and now the next hitter is going to get hit by the pitch, and that's not Billy Dew. That's the other number 2, Guy Cherisi. Now perhaps one of the top run producers in this entire 55 and over Cactus division, Bruce Grossman. One of the most feared hitters in the MSBL. He's got a runner at first and 2 out. Cubs trail 1-0 here in the bottom half of the first inning. Runner goes. Here's a strong throw down, and not in time. That's a stolen base for Cherisi, and he's in scoring position for Grossman. And Grossman sends a long, deep drive down the left field line, and that ball landed in the upper deck, but foul. Popped him up. Center field. Joyner is under it. He's got it, and the side is retired. No runs, 1 left after 1 inning of play from Goodyear Ballpark. 1-0 VETS. Inning number 2 for Alden Stiefel. Chicago Cubs, North Cubs, trailing 1-0, and here's a ground ball down to third on a nice play, and the throw across, 1 down. So David Bundy retired on a fine play by the Chicago North third baseman, and there is 1 down for Rusty Goslin. He takes a strike, and it's 0-1. Stiefel in his second inning of work for Chicago North. It looked like a pretty good pitch that time. Goslin back in, and strike 2 called, so a couple of blazing fastballs by Reed Stiefel. And he's 0-2 pitching, and was that a Louis Tiant move out there by Stiefel? And Alden thought that was a called third strike, and a good eye by Rusty Goslin. Rusty getting the start in right field. Pitch. And here's a ball hammered over the second baseman's head for a base hit. Good try out there by Tom Urey. That's hit number 3 for the Tri-Valley VETS. Tri-Valley is, I think it's kind of the area northeast of the San Francisco area, and it's kind of almost directly north of Oakland. It kind of encompasses that area, and it's kind of before the wine country. So if you've been up there, if you've ever been to Napa, good try there by Alden. Well, here's Todd. Chopping one down to third, and it hit the bag and goes down the line. Well, a big break there, though. That would have been a tough play anyhow. And now runners are at first and second. Todd hit it well, and he hit it right to the perfect spot. And here's R.J. Swartwood, who takes under the knees on the first offering by Reed Stifle, and it's ball one. So first and second with one out. We're in the top of the second inning. It's the 2018 MSBL World Series, the 31st annual event. Yeah, you get a close-up look at R.J. Stifle in hot water again in the second inning in a row, and here's a chopper foul, third base side. Alden Stifle, so quick coming out of the box. And so quick getting out of that batter's area. You saw the speed he possesses. As this one's popped up, can he make a play on it? He will. That's a hard play to make for a catcher. A short pop-up like that, but Alden made it look easy. There's two down. Next batter is going to be Phi-Nifter, John Phi-Nifter. John fouls this one back and out of play. Well, it's an ideal day. We've got a lot of cloud cover, though the sun is kind of peeked out. Stifle throws to second, but the runner is back in. And this one is slapped down the first base, and that is going to take care of the Tri-Valley Vets in the top of the second. 2 hits, they leave 2. We head now to the home half of inning number 2. Billy Dew will start things off. Billy, an outstanding outfielder, getting the start here in left field. Normally he will play center. I think Behringer got the start in center field. Didn't get a starting lineup from the Chicago North Cubs, but Billy Dew made a lot of outstanding plays on APN Sports. And here's a rocket into left center field, and Billy Dew is aboard with a leadoff single, the first hit of the day for Chicago North. Now Bob Corvis will bat. As we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, Bob has been here most of the existence of this Chicago North team. Billy Dew an easy stolen base. He's in scoring position, and he represents the tying run. The pitch to Corvis, and he pops it up. Now, a lot of people think that this is Ryan Sandberg playing MSBL World Series baseball, and I'm sure Bob gets that all the time. Pitch hammered off the pitcher's glove. Nice job by Layson, and he slips and falls. And Bob Corvis is on. That's going to be a base hit. Second hit of the inning. So Billy Dew at third base. Still nobody out here in the home half of the second inning. And the batter is going to be Todd Gordon. Oh, I'm sorry. Wrong roster. This is Rick Neidhart. In the air to right center field, and this ball's going to be caught out there on a nice catch by Rusty Goslin, but it's going to go as a sacrifice fly. Neidhart produces the game-tying run here in the home half of the second inning. The Cubs won, and the Tri-Valley Vets likewise. Next batter up for Chicago North is going to be Neil Cooper. One on, two out, a run in. Check that, one out here in the bottom half of the second inning, and the pitch way outside. Well, the starting third baseman, R.J. Swartwood, the starting shortstop, Jim Hall for this Tri-Valley team. Good cut by Neil Cooper as he fouls that one back. Good battle here between Tom Layson and Neil Cooper. And another foul ball. So Neil Cooper, as Alden Stifle waits the bat on deck. And he swings and wallops one back into deep right, but Goslin's got it. Outstanding play, 2 down. A deep fly out, allowed out, and now Alden Stifle. First pitch, ball one. Alden, a very versatile player, shortstop, catcher, pitcher, can really play all 9 positions out there. There goes the runner. Here's a throw down to second, and Corvis has a stolen base. So the second stolen base of the inning for the Cubs, the third through the first inning and 2/3. Stiefel goes opposite field and dumps a base hit. Here comes the runner around third. Here comes the throw in, and they held him up. But a good piece of hitting there by Alden. He'll get a courtesy runner. That'll be last batted out, Neil Cooper. And the batter is now Tom Urey with a chance to give the Cubs their first lead here early on. There goes the runner down to second. Very wisely, no throw. First pitch to Urey is ball one. The right-hander comes set, delivers. This one gets by the catcher, and the throw to the plate, and they got him. Bob Corvis is out at the plate. That one goes 2-1, and that preserves the tie. So we are heading now to inning number 3 in a 1-1 tie. It's the Tri-Valley VETS 55 Baseball Network. Todd Gordon, the final hitter in the starting lineup, first up, hits a fly ball out to center field, and it is caught on a nice running catch by Tom Berenger. We mentioned that Tom has got that fly paper glove and really good wheels. So we go back to the top of the order. Here's Kelvin Joyner. He takes a strike. He walked in the first. Low for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. Reed Stiefel in his 3rd inning of work. That's taken low for a ball. I don't know if that was a fair ball or not. Foul ball. Foul ball is the ruling. Well, something's got to give between these two teams. Both teams coming in 0-2 by way of record. And the 2-strike pitch is grounded to the right side. Nice job of staying down on that ball, and Tom throws him out at first base, 2 down. So the next batter up with 2 out and nobody on is going to be Alex Puroy. He singled and scored the only run of the ball game for the Vets. He takes a strike. That evens it up at 1-1. We're in the top of the 3rd. Here's a line drive right at the third baseman. And I'll tell you what, it doesn't get much better than that. A tremendous shot off the bat of Alex, and the Chicago North third baseman corralling it. And we head to the home half of inning number 3, still a 1-1 tie. Tom Layson returns for his 3rd inning of work on the mound for Tri-Valley. The first pitch is high and tight on Tom Urey. He was at the plate when Bob Corvis tried to score on a wild pitch, but you know, on these auxiliary fields, there's not a lot of room behind home plate. Now, you go over to Tempe Diablo or the stadium here, you got a much better chance, but on these auxiliary fields, swung on, long drive, deep left field. That ball is going to go all the way to the fence. And Urey has a leadoff double. A good start for the Cubs. 4th hit in total, and they got the go-ahead run. And the batter now is going to be Dennis White. First time up for Dennis. He takes a strike on the outside corner. 0-1 the count. So Tom Layson on the mound. The pitch, grounded to the first baseman, just foul. Well, he had the right idea as he got that one just by Dave Bundy. And there's a swing and a miss, and down he goes, and that is a strikeout And that is the first strikeout of the ball game for Tom Layson. That'll bring up the first baseman, Mark Kelly. He takes a strike, 0-1. 1-1 tie. We're in the bottom half of the third inning. The Chicago North Cubs and the Tri-Valley 55 Veterans. The wind's starting to kick up here at Goodyear Ballpark. We're on the Cleveland Indians side of the complex, which they share with the Cincinnati Reds. Bouncing ball up the middle. Taken care of by the second baseman, and he throws him out on a fine defensive play. What a tremendous job at second base. Owen Smith on a bang play at first base, and they take care of Mark Kelly. There's two down, runner at third now. And we go back to the top of the Chicago Cubs, North Cubs lineup in Tom Berenger. We've got the Chicago's next week in the 60 and over, a 9 a.m. start time at Sloan Park in Mesa. And I know the Cubs are going to be really looking forward to that, playing in their home field. Berenger flied to right field his last time up, his first time up. A leadoff double by Tom Urey. He's at third, 2 out. And a 1-1 tie here in the bottom half of the third inning. And here's the pitch. And it's grounded to the right side. And Smith another opportunity. And he is successful with his throw to first. We go to the top of the fourth inning. And we are tied at 1 apiece. Good play from the second baseman, Owen Smith, for Tri-Valley. All right, Jeff Lowry back here from Goodyear Ballpark from the auxiliary field. So glad you could join us for this one. Well, speak of the devil, Owen Smith leads things off. It'll be Smith, Hall, and Layson. Good pitch by Reed Stifle. And this ball is going to be tapped to the second baseman, and that's a pretty easy play for out number 1. So a good job there by Gary Dover. Owen Smith retired easily. Here's Jim Hall. Jim drove in the game's first run. He had a base hit, scoring Alex from second base. VETS took an early 1-0 lead. The Cubs came back with a run on a sac fly by Rick Neidhart. And we've had a good pitcher's duel between Stifle and Layson. Bounce to the shortstop. Long throw across in time, and really a fine stretch there. Good defensive play on both ends, 2 down. That'll bring up the starting pitcher, Tom Layson. He takes a strike. Stifle looks like he's getting a little bit more comfortable as each inning progresses. Good pitch in a great location, and Berenger has it. 3 up, 3 down, and 8 in a row set down by Reed Stifle. Bottom of the fourth coming up here from Goodyear Ballpark. Jeff Lowry and the APN Video Baseball Network. And the Tri-Valley Vets are on the air with the Chicago North Cubs. We're in a 1-1 tie. Carl Amari, second time up for Chicago North. Todd Rahanick doing the catching. He's one of the top catchers. You got maybe 2 of the top catchers in this 55 and over Cactus playing here today. So it's Amari, the number 2 hitter, in Alden and Reed Stifle's lineup. The third hitter, Guy Charisi, is on deck, and then Bruce Grossman, the cleanup hitter, will follow. Bottom of the fourth inning. Inside ball 4. So a leadoff walk and a good start here for the Cubs as Guy Cherisi comes to the plate, the first baseman. David Bundy at first base here for the Vets, trying to keep that runner close. And the first pitch, inside, ball one. Cherisi was hit by a pitch back in the first inning. Runner takes off for second, and the throw was waiting on him, but unable to corral it was the second baseman, and so that'll be a stolen base for Carl Amari. Well, it's the second, check that, really the third inning in a row that the Cubs have had the go-ahead run in scoring position. Good job by Rahanic behind home plate. Get a look at Tom Layson. And here's a high pop-up. Layson battling the pitcher's mound, high sky, and he takes care of business, and a huge first out here for the Tri-Valley 55 Vets. So Cherisi retired, and now Grossman, 0 for 1. That's taken outside a ball. 1 out and a runner at second. Might not be a bad idea to pitch around this guy. But then you got Billy Dew and Bob Corvis coming up. So, I mean, you know, it's pick your own poison with this Chicago North Cubs lineup. I don't know if I disagree with Tom Layson there. That looked like a very good pitch. He did not get the call. And that's low and away. And I don't think that's really a bad thing right there. You don't want to give in to Grossman in this situation. Though now Billy Dew is very tough to double up. He still runs extremely well. He has scored the only run of the game for the Cubs. We're in the bottom of the fourth, 1-1 tie, and Bill takes a strike. Well, a special thanks to Tom Buell for setting up today's broadcast. You're watching the Tri-Valley Vets 55, and Billy Dew taking a strike, 0-2. This is the Tri-Valley Vets Baseball Network. Hammered to left field, down the line, out of play. Good job laying off of that one. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Billy Dew. Runners go, ground ball past the third baseman, and the runner is going to hold up at third base. So now the bases are loaded. They're going to rule that a base hit. And now coming out is Russ Rodriguez, the manager of the Vets 55. I think Donnie D. Cordova and Rosie Rosenthal also managing, but today it's Russ Rodriguez. Bases loaded, and Bob Corvis drills one down the line, out of play. Bob is 1 for 1. He singled in that run-scoring second inning, and he went after a pitch out of the strike zone, and 2 down. Good pitch by Tom Layson. Bases remain loaded now with 2 out. Rick Neidhart, who had a sacrifice fly his first time up to tie the game, that was in inning number 2. This one gets away, and the Cubs are going to try to score, and they will. Good speed by Carl Amari, scoring on a wild pitch, and the Cubs have their first lead of the contest. It's 2-0. So 1 run in, runners are at second and third. 2-1 Cubs. And Neidhart fouling off a tough pitch right there. Smash off the third baseman, picked up by the shortstop. He throws to first. Jim Hall, what a play. And the side is retired. They get a run. The Cubs lead 2-1 as you look at some of the great players in wore the uniform of the Cincinnati Reds and the Cleveland Indians, including two-time MVP Joe Morgan and the big power of Jim Thome. So we go to the top of the fifth inning. Here's a nice backhanded play and a long throw across the diamond in time. And Neidhart with a tremendous play for out number one. 2-1, the Chicago North Cubs lead it. So Bundy is robbed on a tremendous play by the third sacker of the Chicago North Cubs. Fifth inning of work for Stifle, and Behringer covering the ground out there, and a fly ball off the bat of Gosselin, 2 down. So a pretty good play there by the Chicago North center fielder. Well, there's Neidhart with that great play to start the inning. How important is Todd Rahanick, the outstanding catcher, digs in here? In the fifth inning of work for starting pitcher Reed Stifle. And he tries to bunt his way aboard. And it's 0-1. Todd had a base hit, his first and only time up in the second inning. Chicago North Cubs lead it 2-1. And this one's popped up, and this is going to be out of play. And you could really read the body language of Alden Stifle that time. He thought for sure that was going to be a called third strike to end the inning. This one is slapped into left field, and that's a base hit. See how important just one missed call, if you want to say that was a missed call, or one little thing can just turn a whole game around. One no call or a called third strike. So it was a good piece of hitting by Todd. He is 2 for 2 at the plate, and here is R.J. Swartwood. And this one is slapped right at the second baseman. He knocks it down. He's up. He throws. He got him. Side retired. So we go to the bottom of the fifth inning. Well, some outstanding defense by the Chicago North Cubs really paid off in the top of the fifth. We go to the bottom of the fifth inning. Neil Cooper to start things off for the Chicago North Cubs. Bottom of the fifth, they lead 2-1. This is apnvideo.com. Well, now doing the catching, moving in from right field is Rusty Gosselin. Coop pops this one up, third base side, and it's going to be out of play. Well, the sun has come out. There's a pretty good right fielder showing his versatility behind home plate. Neil Cooper at the plate. He hit a long, deep fly out to right field, his first and only time up. Just a beautiful day for baseball. Boy, we are so lucky that after the torrential rains that we had here on Saturday, and Cooper, a good at bat there, he draws a walk. That'll bring up Alden Stifle to the plate. He singled back in the second inning when the Cubs got their first run. They lead 2-1 here as we go to the bottom half of inning number 5. We had all that rain. This has been already the wettest October since they started keeping track. There goes the runner. Here's a good solid throw down there, but it took a bad hop on the second baseman. And a good job by the slick fielding shortstop Jim Hall to corral that one. So let's see if Stifle can come through here. We're in the bottom of the fifth. He's going to take a strike. He was backing out. Stifle a little baffled at that last call by our home plate umpire. 2 balls and 1 strike. Runner at second. And he wallops one and caught by the second baseman. Reached up, made it look easy. Nice job by John out there at second base. 1 down. Hang a star next to that bad boy. Now Tom. Well, actually, we're going to do a little A-B here. This is Gary Dover, who skies one out into left field, and that ball is going to be knocked down by the left fielder. And Neil Cooper is at third base. So Dover with a base hit. And now the batter is going to be Dennis White, who is a strikeout victim back in inning number 3. Right now, the Cubs have runners at first and third. And I think that ball hit White, and now the bases are loaded with only one man out here in the home half of the 5th. And the batter is first baseman Mark Kelly, and they threw that one behind him. I thought maybe at first it hit him. 1 ball, no strikes, and he'll take a letter-high fastball for a strike, and that evens the count at 1-1. Ground ball down to third, knocked down there. High throw. They had him at the plate, and a high throw is going to give the Cubs a 2-run lead here in the 5th inning. There'll be a fielder's choice. Credit an RBI on the play. Bases remain loaded, filled with Chicago North Cubs, and now center fielder Tom Berenger. First pitch in there, called strike, and it's 0-1. Jeff Lowry coming to you from Goodyear Baseball Park, the winter home of the Cleveland Indians. We're on the auxiliary field, the Cleveland Indians side. The Reds are just down the road a little ways. Tom Berenger up there looking for his first hit of the contest. Bases loaded, a run in. Tom Layson has pitched well, but he's got himself in some hot water here. Bases loaded, 1 out. Berenger is flied out, grounded to second. And he hits this one down to first base. They're coming home again, and they will get the fielder's choice on a nice job by their first baseman, and that's David Bundy. 2 down. You look at Russ Rodriguez, the manager of the Tri-Valley 55 VETS, VETS, like veterans. Calamari is Lou Gordon barking out encouragement over his first base coach's box, celebrating his 101st birthday, according to Alden Stiefel. And right now, Tom Layson, a little frustrated. It's been kind of a long inning so far, and he just lost Carl Amari. That is a walk that will force in the run. Bases remain loaded. It is run number 2 of the inning, and it's 4-1 Chicago North. And now Guy Cherisi at the plate. Layson delivers the 1-0 pitch, and this ball is hammered out into left center field. That's going to be a gapper. At least 2 runs are going to score. Coming around third is Amari. This is a 3-run double, 7-1 Chicago North. Boy, he gave that ball a ride. He hit it hard. So a 3-run double, and now Bruce Grossman, who walked his last time up, one of those unintentional intentionals. So a big, big inning for Chicago North. They put 5 runs up on the board, and they lead it by a score of 7-1. And Grossman chops one. That's going to be a foul ball. Alden Stiefel still got his catcher's gear, coaching at third. Lou Gordon at first. Here's a shot. Right field, base hit. This should be extra bases. This is going to plate the 6th run of the inning. Grossman heading for 2. He's got a stand-up double. Back-to-back RBI doubles makes it 8-1. They appeal at first base, but to no avail. Now Billy Dew. Billy is 2 for 2, singled and scored in the second, singled again in the fourth. 8-1 Chicago North. And here's a ball in the air to right field, and this ball is going to be, well, it looked like it was dropped. And I think coming up lame is the right fielder, Ron Robinson. That's going to plate another run. 7 runs have come across. And hopefully Robinson is all right. Corvis, line shot right at the second baseman, and John takes care of business. But a big inning, and they now lead 9-2 or 9-1. This is the MSBL World Series on APN Sports. So a 7-run bottom half of the 5th inning for the Chicago North Cubs. John swings and he misses. Alden Stiefel in his 6th inning of work. And after he gave up a run on 2 hits in the 1st inning, since then, 4 shutout innings of pitching. As this one's tapped right back to the mound. Nice play. The throw on to first in time, out number 1. Second time up for Todd Gordon. He flied to center field back into 3rd. In fact, Stiefel has given up a total of 5 hits. He walked the first batter of the ballgame, but he has not issued a walk since then, nor has he struck out anyone. We're in the top of the 6th inning. Tri-Valley trailing 9-1 after a 7-run 5th by the Cubs. And a chopping ball down the third base side. Patrolled down there by Rick Neidhart. And a swing and a miss, and a strikeout. 2 down here in the top of the 6th inning. And I believe this is Rick Stedman. Stedman added to the bottom of the lineup, wearing number 7, with 2 out and nobody on here. Swing and a miss at a good fastball, and I really believe that Reed Stiefel is, he's throwing the ball with more confidence now than I think he was earlier in this game, and I think he's throwing the ball harder. Strike 3 call. Boy, I'll tell you, that's a Greg Maddux strike zone right there, but he'll take it. And both of his strikeouts come in the top of the 6th inning. So the Chicago North Cubs come to the plate. They got a big lead here. This is APNvideo.com coming to you from Goodyear Ballpark in sunny Goodyear, Arizona. First up is Rick Neidhart. He had a sacrifice fly that produced the first run of the contest for the Cubs. Jeff Lowry coming to you from the ballpark. Again, a special thanks to Tom Buell, who are setting up today's broadcast. Neidhart drives it to deep left field. That ball is over the head of the left fielder. Rick Neidhart heading into second base, and he's got a stand-up 2-base hit to start the bottom half of the 6th inning for the Chicago North Cubs. And the batter is Neil Cooper. He has hit a deep fly to right, and he has walked and scored. We're in the 55 and over Cactus Division of this MSBL World Series, 31st annual event. Cooper, a good cut that time. He did come up empty-handed, but a good cut. And give some credit to Tom Layson. He is eating up innings. He gave up the 7 runs last inning, and he's still out there. Well, the runner is going to head down to third after the, call it what you will, wild pitch, pass ball. Cooper again, a big cut on and a miss. And ball 4. Well, he's had 2 outstanding battling at bats against this tough pitcher, Tom Layson. Now, I don't have a number 10 on the roster, but the only guy who doesn't have a number is Dave Joseph. So he is batting for Alden Stiefel, who was 1 for 2. Got robbed on a nice play by the second baseman. 2-0 pitch in there, called strike, 2-1. He swings and hits one in the air, shallow right field, and this ball is going to be dropped by Ron Robinson, and they'll get the fielder's choice at second base. But the run will score, and the Cubs now lead it 10-1. So that will go as a fielder's choice, but an RBI nonetheless. And now the second baseman, or the starting second baseman, Tom Urey. All he's done is doubled and singled in 2 tries. So a runner at first with 1 out. A run is in. Popped him up. And who wants this one? And they are having a tough time finding it. No, the pitcher came up with the ball. He somehow made the catch. I tell you, Tom Layson, an outstanding job there. 2 down, runner at first base. And now the batter is going to be Dennis White, who has struck out, walked, and scored a run. Well, we got 10-1 as our score here. We're in the home half of the 6th inning. And he hit that one, it looked like maybe right off the end of the bat. Quickly up with it, the third baseman throws him out at first. Side retired. I tell you, we've seen some outstanding plays from the third baseman, R.J. Swartwood. So we are heading now to the top of the 7th inning. Jeff Lowry with you, Goodyear Ballpark. It is a 10-1 lead for the Chicago North Cubbies. And here's a base hit in the left field. First, second pitch hitting. So a good-looking hit there by Ron Robinson. Hit number 6 off Stifle. We're going to get another new batter, a new player coming in, and this is going to be Jim Mcgrath. He takes a strike, right-handed hitter. Can hit to all fields. Usually when he's at his best, he's going right field, right center field, or up the middle. Good pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike to Jim Mcgrath, batting for the first time. Added to the bottom of the order, and Stifle throws down to Teresi to no avail. Slap to the shortstop. He charges. They go second 1, throw it on to first. That's a double play, and there's 2 down here in the top of the 7th inning. Nice job by the Keystone combination. And now Tom Buell comes to the plate for the first time, and the first pitch to him is in there for a called strike. Tom Buell, who just started playing baseball just 2 years ago, and really enjoying himself. He has to face the Louis Tiant-like delivery of Reed Stifle, and he's behind, no balls and 2 strikes. The pitch, change up, and swung on and missed, and I'll tell you, Stifle set that pitch up with the fastball. So we're heading to the 7th inning stretch, the bottom of the 7th inning. Cubs coming up, they lead 10-1. Well, here's Kelly. Mark Kelly, the final hitter in the lineup here for the Stifle brothers that pulled off the Lou DeGraw and ousting Lou Gordon as the manager of the 55s, and a lot of controversy, a lot of drama with this Chicago North team. That's grounded down the line, and that's going to go out into left field, and probably going to have to charge an error to the third baseman. Okay, here's John Gaspari, and the first pitch is in there, a strike to Gaspari. Lou's a great guy. He's been a good friend for many, many years. We've covered this team, and I know we're talking, and this is the VETS video, but Lou Gordon, you're not going to find a classier guy this whole ousting of Lou Gordon, there's a lot of fun involved, and it's kind of an inside joke with those guys. And we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Tom Buell setting things up, and we really appreciate what you've done and allowing us to be a part of your World Series experience. That's a stolen base. It goes out in the center field, the throw from the catcher, and Kelly will end up at third. And there's Lou Gordon, and he's not celebrating his 101st birthday. That's a running joke with Alden Stiefel. Fouled off. A long at bat here for John. And what about Tom Layson? Still out there. Here's a drive. Right center field. A long run. And what a catch by Kelvin Joyner. What a phenomenal play. But right now he seems like he is in a lot of pain. And you hope he did not hit his head. He had the back pedal. He lost his balance. He made the catch. And that does not look good. That's a sac fly. Scoring is Mark Kelly, and they're getting him up, and he's going to walk off. Looks like he's going to be all right. That had to hurt. And I know it hurts. I did it skiing. I did the same thing. I fell backwards, landed, hit my head a couple of times. And it's something you got to be careful of with the concussions. And here's a base hit into right field. Tom Berenger is aboard. So Tom with his first base hit of the ball game. And next up is Carl Amari, or as they call him, Calamari. Well, with the run scoring, that makes it 11-1. We're in the bottom half of inning number 7, and Carl pops this one up, but it's out of play. Line drive, base hit center field, or do they get the fielder's choice? They don't. Tom Berenger was running hard from the get-go, so back-to-back hits with one out. One run in, and here's Guy Cherisi. And that ball hit him, and right now I think Tom Layson is saying that, that ball was a strike, and he leaned into it, and the home plate umpire, I think he made the right call there. Well, I'll tell you what, the way this guy's been raking at the plate in a big lead like this, who wants a free pass? And he drills this one down the line. That's a fair ball. Here comes a runner around third, and Tom Berenger, he will score, and that makes it 12-1. Another RBI hit, the fourth RBI of the day for Guy, and now Bruce Grossman will give his place in the lineup to today's starting pitcher, Reed Stiefel. He grounds one to third. They go second one, and that's all they'll get. So first and third occupied for the Chicago North Cubs. 2 out, and here's Billy Dew, who is 2 for 3 with a run scored back in the second inning. Tom Layson still out there. I'm impressed. I really am. A lot of guys would say, "Get me out of here." We've had a couple of long innings, and it's late in the game. It's not necessarily 69 degrees out here. We're in the mid-80s, and yet Tom is still out there as Reed Stiefel's pitched a tremendous game here for the Cubs. Good cut there by Billy Dew. He's 2 for 3. He's been on base all 3 times. He reached on an error his last time up. So a big payoff pitch coming up here to Billy Dew. Trying to improve a 2 for 3 day at the plate, and a chopper to third base. I don't know if they're going to get him. He's just got too much speed. They throw to second. That ball gets away, and now the run will score. Billy Dew is going to be credited with an infield hit. The run will score on the throw out to the outfield, and here's Bob Corvis, 1 for 3. So now it is 13-1 in favor of the Chicago North Cubs here in the bottom of the 7th inning. A 3-run bottom half of the 7th inning. Here's a ground ball, shortstop, juggled, but he picks it up and throws him out at first base to retire the side. 3 more runs. Chicago North has scored in each of the last 4 innings. And we are heading to the top of the 8th inning, and good to see Kelvin Joyner back into, the batting order here, top of the order. This is only his 3rd at bat. And having a little fun out there with Reed Stifle in his 8th inning of work. And that one's high and tight, and Joyner's looking out at the pitcher. So we've got a little cat and mouse game going on. Well, Stifle should be all smiles. He's pitched a gem here today, no question about it. Scattering 6 hits. He's only walked 1. He has struck out a total of now 4. He did have I said it earlier, he didn't have a strikeout. He had 1 back in the 1st. Kelvin Joyner, he just looks like a ball player. Kind of reminds you of like maybe a Tony Phillips kind of player. Good speed, can hit the ball hard. He's walked, he's grounded to second, and he's leading off the top of the 8th for Tri-Valley. He's choking up on the plate, and he draws his 2nd walk of the game. So a very good at bat by Kelvin Joyner. And now Alex drills one past the diving third baseman into left field, and the first 2 are on for Tri-Valley. As Owen Smith, 0 for 2 at the plate, but has played extremely well in the field. But right now it's all Chicago North. And it looks like Bob Corvis is taking over at first base for the Cubs. Boy, Owen Smith just cannot believe that last call.
Take that pitch to right.
Yes. Yeah, he should take this pitch to right field if he's going to stay out there. And here's a ground ball, base hit in the right field. How about that? Right on cue for Owen Smith. Well, he kept going outside, and Owen Smith, he must have heard us up here. You don't need any batting tips. That was a great piece of hitting, and now Jim Hall comes to the plate. He singled in a run back in the 1st, and that one high and tight, and that's going to be ball 1. Ready with the 1-0 pitch. That's low. 2 balls, no strikes to Jim Hall. So the Tri-Valley Vets have loaded the bases here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. 2 balls, 1 strike on Hall. He started the game at shortstop. Stifle on the short pop-up, and he needed that one. So that's the first out of the inning. And now the starting pitcher today for the Tri-Valley Vets, Tom Layson. A big, big lead here for Chicago as this one is fouled off. Third base side. Right now we've got 13-1 on the tally. Russ Rodriguez getting a lot of airtime on APN. There's a swing and a foul tip into the catcher's mitt. Couple of strikes. Stifle.
1-2.
The 1-2 offering. In the air. Billy Dew, now in center field, makes the catch, gets it back in quickly, and the run will score in Joyner, and it is now 13-2. Sacrifice fly for Tom. 2 down in the inning, and here's the man who's been playing a lot of first base, David Bundy. Bundy is grounded to third both times. Just outside. You can see Stifel's still got good velocity on that fastball. The right-hander sights a sign, one brother throwing to another, and he got that one over for a called strike on Bundy, looking for his first hit of the ball game. We're in the top of the 8th inning, and that pitch is outside, ball 4, and the bases are loaded for Rusty Goslin. I think we may, depending on how long this inning, you remember there's a 3-hour time limit. You can't start another inning if we've already reached the 3-hour time threshold. So, and you got 2 out, bases loaded, a run in. Alden, good job keeping that in front of him. So the Cubs may come up here in the bottom of the 8th. Here's a ground ball to the shortstop, out. They get a run, leave 3. We are heading to the home half of the 8th inning. This will probably be the last half inning of the game. All right, we go to the bottom half of inning number 8. First up is going to be Rick Neidhart. He's had an outstanding game, a sac fly, a double, a run scored. Owen Smith, the new pitcher for the Vets, takes care of out number 1. That'll bring up Neil Cooper to the plate. Well, Hall's done a great job at shortstop. And now we've got a new catcher, which happens to be the man, R.J. Swartwood, who has played this entire game at third base. And now Rusty Goslin moving from catcher to third. Neil Cooper, he has walked twice. He's had 2 outstanding at-bats, drawing a walk his last 2 times up. And pops this one up back our way, but it's out of play. Now we've got 13-2 for the score. Cubs had 1 in the 2nd, 1 in the 4th, and that's ball 4. He has walked 3 straight times. And again, we believe this is Dave Joseph. First pitch way outside, ball 1. So a runner at first and 1 out, and here's a shot out in the center field. That ball is going to find the gap. Here comes the runner to third. And will they wave him home? They're going to keep him right there. So runners are at second and third. Well, a nice looking hit there. He really drove that one. And now the batter is going to be the 2-for-3 Tom Murray. He grounds one to short, and they're going to come home with it, and the throw is not in time. It's 14-2. Well, good hustle by Neil Cooper as they're taking off from Goodyear Ballpark. That's my Lear jet. As this ball is hit in the air to right field, and that ball is going to be caught by Joyner. That'll bring up Mark Kelly. Kelly's looking for his first hit of the day. He's grounded to second, hit into a fielder's choice, which drove in a run and reached on an error. He has scored twice, and that will retire the side. And let's see, I guess, well, we'll see if Tri-Valley comes out for the 9th. I think we got a little more time. They do. So we go to the top of the 9th inning. Jeff Lowry with you on the Arizona Play-by-Play Network. 14-2 is our score. Here's a line smash base hit. Todd is 3 for 3 at the plate for the Vets, and he really crushed that one. Swing and a miss. R.J. Swartwood looking for his first hit of the game. And Alden and Reed stifle the battery. Reed, here's a pop-up left field. Basket catch. Here's a throwback to first on the double play. And he's going to be ruled safe. And I think Bob Corvis may have gotten spiked inadvertently. So a nice play out in left field by John Kaspari. One out, here's John looking for his first hit of the game for the Tri-Valley Vets, who trail at 14-2. We're in the top of the 9th inning. Well, the Cubs will get their first victory in round-robin play. They will go to 1-2. The Vets will drop to 0-3, and then they play the Motor City Firebirds. We'll be right back here on the air, play-by-play action, apnvideo.com. That game will be played at the Big House, Goodyear Ballpark. Here's a ball to short. They'll go second one, throw it on to first, and a low throw got away from Corvis. And that'll keep it going for Todd Gordon. So they're down to their final out. Gordon has flied to center field. He has struck out, and now he pops it up foul territory. Bob Corvis has got it. And Chicago North, in impressive fashion, wins it behind the complete game performance 8-hitter. Reed Stifle striking out 4, walking 3, scattering 8 hits. He's the winning pitcher. And Chicago North Cubs have their first win in this 2018 Men's Senior Baseball League's World Series. Again, a special thanks to the Vets for allowing us to be a part of their experience. Special thanks to Tom Buell. And our second game coming up on our doubleheader coverage on APM Video Sports. We'll have the Motor City Firebirds taking on the Tri-Valley Vets. So for our entire crew, this is Jeff Lowry saying so long for now from Goodyear Baseball Park, where, once again, the Cubs come out victorious over our Vets, 14-2. Till next time, so long from Goodyear.